Good afternoon, everybody. Sunday here, race day, at least if you're a NASCAR fan. This is Mike Chiswick for ChumpCar, presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. Just coming to you to let you know about the latest and greatest or stuff you do not care about. Either way, I'm talking. Hey, last night we had our first ChumpCar webcast at Rush Hour Karting. Had about a dozen guys come out to that. It was a fun time. We talked for about an hour on Bill's new 360-degree camera. It was interesting to go back and play with that. You can listen to everybody talking, but then you get to click and spin the camera to see, who's actually doing the speaking. Very unique, interesting experience. Enjoyed the time with you guys talking about stuff. Definitely look forward to doing more of those in the future. Bill and I will continue to work on our process and improve video quality, audio quality, and format. It's a great way to get to talk to you guys and get questions. We can get guys from the web and, of course, in person. So excited for what the future holds with that. Coming up this weekend, we have two championship races. I will be in Las Vegas with my wife Andrea and the rest of the team, and we'll be hosting the event there, the Outside Road Course. Should be fun, but also we have Road America, the Central Region Championship. And that one is presented by Frozen Rotors, one of our series sponsors. And I want to take a moment to tell you a little bit about just what Frozen Rotors could do for you. Frozen Rotors is owned by Diversified Cryogenics. Some guys there, some smart people, figured out that if you freeze metal, it does really good stuff to it. And I am not a metallurgist. I can weld, although some people might say barely, but it's about as far as my metalworking knowledge goes. But these guys take tanks of liquid nitrogen and they dip brake rotors in them, and it does positive things to your brake rotors. And when they come out, they sell them to you, and you now have brake rotors that are much stronger than the ones you can buy at the auto parts store. First heard of them a few years ago through ChumpCar, and some guys started using them, and they came back to me and said these are great. We used to burn through a set of rotors every race because they had a little cracking in them that they weren't safe to continue to use. And they said now we've got one set lasts the whole season. It's saving them money in the long run. And yes, they do cost a little more up front, but they're lasting longer. So I tried a set on my wife's truck. She's got this big 7,000-pound Ford Expedition, and you load it down with all the kids and the junk they drag around and a couple bags of horse feeding, and that thing's heavy, really heavy. I put a set of Frozen Rotors on the front of it, Hawk pads, and we're a year later, 40,000 miles into it. The rotors still look a week old. Truly amazing stopping power with the combination of the pads and the wear of the Frozen Rotors, and the I have no sign of having to replace them anytime soon. So I believe in them. A lot of our racers believe in them. I suggest head on over to the Frozen Rotors website, take a look at how they do what they do, and then head over to their shopping page and look up what they have available for your car. They have plain rotors, they have slotted, they have drilled rotors, fronts and backs. They can even sell them with some pads. They sell a bunch of various manufacturers, so you can one-stop shopping, pick up your rotors, your pads, delivered right to your doorstep. Frozen Rotors, a sponsor for next weekend, or I guess at this point coming up this weekend's Central Region Championship at Road America. One final note to leave with you before I go shove off, eat some lunch, go watch Dale Jr.'s last restrictor plate race in NASCAR. Registration is now open for 2018. I've been getting emails for weeks. Is it open yet? Is it open yet? No, it wasn't open yet. Just trying to get some final schedule things done. I still have 2 tracks I have to post, but they're late next year. They're not part of the early part of the season. So I have opened up the ability to register for 2018 events all the way to, I think I've set it to September. I'll open up the last few events in a couple weeks, but nobody should be rushing to get into events next December at this point. So anyway, have at it. $250 deposit gets you into the event, and plan your schedule accordingly. So anyway, guys, I fly out tomorrow, a week of vacation, supposedly, is what it's called, at Las Vegas before we have a race there. So My three kids, my wife, and I are jumping on a plane. I've got a lot to do in the next 24 hours to make sure that we make the plane and we get all the stuff we need with us. So I will leave you, guys. Pleasure as always, and I look forward to seeing you at the track. Thanks. Bye.